Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange. This is StrangerPalooza, and today we're actually in Elkhart, Indiana at the Truma USA organization.
Got it.
What's that? What are we calling it? Truma USA,
Truma Corp.
basically? Truma Corp. And we're here with Anthony of Truma, and we are going to walk through the different Truma hot water heaters and heaters, the devices you would find not just in your Class B van, but in your RV in general, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we get a lot of questions and comments on the videos when we're showing these units. First of all, they're usually hidden in something, behind a cabinet or something like that.
Yes, if it's not visible on the outside, you wouldn't know if you have a Combi or a VarioHeat. The only one that you'll see on the outside of the vehicle is going to be the AquaGo.
Yeah, so you're going to probably see Truma on board, and we always talk about that here. Lola and I actually have a relationship with Truma. We're brand ambassadors for Truma, which is awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks for being here.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm learning a lot. So we're going to walk you guys through exactly what the units are. We're going to show you those units. Let's get into that right now. So if people come down to the factory or the headquarters, let's say, if folks come down to the headquarters, they're actually going to be able to see all these things on display, right?
Correct.
This is your waiting room.
Here's the showroom.
Yeah. So this is the Truma Combi. And as Anthony was saying, that's what this is called, right? I know I tend to say, oh, it's Truma.
Yeah, we get that a lot. So a lot of customers say, well, we have a Truma. And they call in, they'll call into our customer service. Hey, I have this Truma, it's not producing hot water. What do I do? Well, we need to know which appliance it is. And so we have the Truma Combi, which is our 2-in-1 furnace and water heater. That's what we'll be discussing now.
Okay, and I think something like this inside of a van, I know, will either be, let's say, under a bench, in a cabinet, or under a seat somewhere, right?
You got it.
Okay, and what is this doing exactly?
So this, like I said, is a 2-in-1 appliance. So this has a burner assembly on the inside. This flame will be produced here.
Okay.
And then that heats up this heat exchanger.
Okay.
And then once that heat exchanger heats up, if you're using the furnace, it will blow air through these fins of the heat exchanger and out of the ducts. But if you're heating water, this heat exchanger heats up, and then this is our water tank. 2.64 gallons of capacity. And so you'll be able to both heat your water and heat the inside of your RV at the same time.
Okay, so if you're looking at it, this box here with the switch and the open, I guess, to give you access, this is the furnace side, where the furnace heat would be coming out into your...
Where it's going to be coming out is through these ducts.
Through these, okay.
Yes. So,
right, yeah, so these is what you see, you'll actually see
correct.
Inside of your whatever it is that you have, right?
Based on the layout of your RV.
Okay, so on one side, hot air, the other side, hot water.
Surrounding.
So
the tank actually
Okay.
is all the way around the burner housing.
Oh, very cool.
This is just a cutaway model so that way we can see what's inside. The burner tube is in the center, heat exchanger through here, and then there's a fan mounted on this side that will force the air through the heat exchanger and out of the ductwork.
So, I mean, when you look at this stuff, right, it's hard to get perspective in a video. But really, to me, looking at it right now, it doesn't take up a lot of space.
It does not.
Yeah. So how long has this been around?
This has been around in Europe for many years. I'm not sure of the exact date when it came, but it was brought to the United States when we came, 2013.
2013. And so for folks out there who want to know, everything from Truma, whether it's a Truma Combi or whatever else it is, this get made in Germany?
Yes, developed in Germany, and then the North American market requires different standards, so it had to pass different certifications. So it is a little different than our European counterpart. Because of that, some customers may be able to hop onto eBay or something like that and find the products for the Combi or for the VarioHeat. Those are actually European models, and so they're not compatible with the North American products.
Oh, okay. So be very careful with that. The good thing about the headquarters being here in Indiana is that if you have problems and you call up, you're talking to folks right here, right?
You got it.
Yes. And so this is the control pad for that, right?
Correct. This is called a CP Plus.
CP Plus. This is obviously just for demo purposes here. We'll do some videos. In some cases, you guys may see this not only controlling the hot water and the heat, but also the event to AC.
Yes.
If you have a newer thing, but we'll cover that in other videos. And this is, if you bought an RV, this is statistically more likely what you're going to see, right? Not always. If if you bought something.
Yep, definitely dependent on the size of the RV. So a large fifth wheel or a large Class A will probably not utilize the Combi. It's just not big enough.
Okay.
But Class Bs, travel trailers, a lot of Class Cs will also use them. It's a very popular option in the motorized division.
Okay, and then I think you were saying to me if you do need to scale up a little bit, you might have this and maybe the VarioHeat. Is that?
Nope, they don't go together.
Okay. They don't. Okay.
So if you have a Combi, you have a Combi for water and furnace.
Okay.
If you have the VarioHeat, likely you will have an AquaGo as well.
Oh, okay. So that's that's for a completely different thing. If you see this in there, that's what you have.
You got
and that's why you're saying typically you'll see that in the mid-size to smaller.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. All right. Anything that we need to know about this? You know, any kind of maintenance that needs to go on with this before we move?
Yeah, we do recommend decalcification. So adding a citric acid or vinegar mixture to the water tank and letting that sit.
Okay.
And then also winterization is very important using our drain here. But
okay, so these are the drains on, and we're going to do a separate video on winterization for anyone out there who's interested in that. But this is what you would be addressing in those situations. Okay, so the vinegar water mix, how often do you do that, and how's that going in?
It depends on use. Good recommendation would be once per season.
Okay,
should cover you.
Oh, okay. I have not done that yet. So, okay, that's another video we're going to have to do.
Touch on that.
Right, all right. So now, if you don't have this in there, and then I know briefly you were saying that Truma VarioHeat are in some things. Is this standalone in anything?
Yes.
It is.
Yes, so some vehicles, especially your small overland type vehicles, things like that, they will use a VarioHeat, but they may not need hot water.
Okay.
And so if they don't need hot water,
then you just have the VarioHeat.
Correct. And this is available in a ducted setup, so similar to the Combi where you will have outlets throughout the vehicle, or we can also do a direct dump. And so it would just dump out into the RV.
Right, so this is just for heat, and then in that situation, people probably have something else that'll heat up the hot water for them, take a bath or whatever. There's a bunch of different devices.
Correct.
Okay, so is this DIY? I know that has to be bought from you guys, so that's only factories are doing that.
Correct.
Okay, the Truma Combi. So the Truma VarioHeat, is this a DIY product?
The VarioHeat is available for retrofit here at Truma.
Oh, okay, it is. All right, awesome. And so that's another thing that we didn't touch. There are some things people can actually come in here and get them done.
You got it.
All right, awesome. So now let's go over to the Truma AquaGo.
The endless hot water heater.
Right. So this is probably what everyone thinks they want to have, right?
Yes.
Because like if you have a modern house, you know, if you bought a house these days, you want to have, you know, hot water on demand in there. And even, you know, in the van space, I see people saying, yeah, I want to get rid of what I have and get this. So what's the differences here, and what application would you see this in?
So most RVs, you will have a tank water heater, whether it be a 6-gallon tank, 10-gallon tank. And this will directly replace that unit. So this model is the Comfort Plus model, which means that we have our cold water inlet, and then we also have our hot water outlet, and then our recirculation line. And then up here at the front, this is our easy drain lever. This is for easy winterization. We just open the lever, pull out the filter, stick it to the side for easy storage, and you're winterized. We have different door sizes to be able to accommodate for different openings.
Okay.
Let's say you have an old RV with a very large opening from a previous manufacturer. We have a compatible door that would cover the entire opening. And we also have a very small door that would cover a small opening if you don't have a lot of room on the outside of your RV.
Okay. So with the Truma Combi, that needs propane, right?
Yes.
Okay, but I think you can also use electricity in there, or you have a mix option.
Yep, we have a mix, and then there's also a diesel and an upcoming gasoline version as well.
With that. So now with this, is this also working off of propane, or is this just electric?
Yes, this is propane only.
Propane only.
Correct.
Okay, so this doesn't have the mix.
No electric
option on
elements.
this. Okay, so what would I be most likely to see this on? Is this DIY, or is this put in by the factory, or both?
Both.
Okay.
This is available for retrofit here at Truma, and there are many manufacturers that are starting to utilize this AquaGo.
Okay.
And so you will see it in everything from small off-grid type trailers all the way up to Class A's, large Class A's.
All right. However, so let's say in my van, I have the Combi. If I go over to this, I'm losing heat.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So that's what I need to know.
Yep.
I get instant hot water, but I lose heat.
Right.
Okay.
A good option if you wanted to do something like that is to replace a 2-in-1 heater with an AquaGo for endless hot water and a VarioHeat for heat.
Oh, I see. Okay. So there you go. And size-wise, it looks like you're still going to be, because that's relatively small. So I don't know if you really need to make that change unless you just have to. If you're one of those people like, no, I need to have instant hot water. This is what you want to do, right?
Yes. So with a Combi, you're going to get about 5 to 7 minutes out of a shower.
Okay.
With this, however much water you can give it, however much propane you can get it, it will continue to produce hot water.
It will. Yeah. Okay. But you're going to still be limited by the size of your freshwater tank.
Yes.
Just so you know. So no matter what, if you're in a van, you want to take a short shower. So there is an application for this. Are you guys seeing manufacturers put this in more or put in the Combi? So are they going with the AquaGo or the Combi more?
It really all depends on the floor plan, the type of vehicle, and how the manufacturer intends that RV to be used.
Okay.
So there's a market for that Combi, and there's also a market for this AquaGo. It just really depends on the manufacturers.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else about this or any of the other units that we're looking at here that we're maybe forgetting?
So this, we do say it's endless. It is endless, but it's not tankless. So this is actually a hybrid model. This does have a small tank, which is called a mixing vessel.
Okay.
And that mixing vessel will ensure that the water coming out of your faucet is consistently hot. You're not getting cold or hot spikes while you're running your water.
Okay. So just from my understanding of this, right? If you like to stay in a campground a lot where you can drain your water, and you do have unlimited water coming in, you could have that like 2-hour shower if you really want it with this.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, if you're looking at the Combi, you're going to still be limited because that has a hot water tank. It needs to fill up and then get to that temperature. So this would be nice if that's what you do. But if you boondock a lot, which I do, that's totally the way to go.
That is the way to go for boondocking.
Okay, awesome.
There are two different models of this. So we have the Comfort or the Comfort Plus.
Okay.
And the main difference is going to be the Comfort is only available for retrofit. The Comfort Plus is not.
Okay.
So if you bring us a van and you want to have the AquaGo installed, we would only be able to install the Comfort.
The Comfort.
And that's because the Comfort Plus, you get a recirculation line.
Okay.
And so the manufacturer will actually add in a separate hot water line that will connect to every faucet in your camper.
Okay.
And then you will constantly have circulating hot water throughout your coach all the time. So anytime you turn on that hot water faucet at any of your faucets, you'll have hot water right there.
Okay. So something to know if you're going to come in here to the Truma headquarters, you guys can do service or you can install stuff, but you cannot actually do plumbing or cut holes and things. Okay.
Well, we work with the existing structures.
So before we end this though, I just want to let you guys know, basically what we're looking at here is not made for straight DIY.
Correct.
Right? So you're not going to order and buy this stuff, put it in yourself and do that. You're either going to go to a Truma certified installer, or you're going to come here to Truma yourself, or it's going to be put in by the factory.
Yes, correct.
Some combination of those things, right?
Correct. Yes, these are available for retrofits, but it needs to be done by an approved dealer or approved service center or here at Truma.
So good to know, because I think we saw some folks ran into that this morning.
Correct.
So like if you're going to come in, you probably need to get in touch with Truma and ask your questions and find all that stuff out. How do people do that?
Give us a call or visit us online.
There you go. All right, it's a pretty easy to use website. You guys can check it out if you want to know more stuff. If you have questions or comments, I say leave them here. We'll get Anthony and other folks on the Truma team to address those. And we'll also try to put a link in the description and maybe pin something in the comments as well.
Great.
All right, thanks a lot, Anthony. I appreciate it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Big thanks to Lola and everyone out there looking at this, as well as the Truma team for having us out here. This is very cool and as well, to me, just fun and educational, right? Being someone who lives the van life, having this relationship with Truma, and hopefully we can bring you guys some value with that. All right, that being said, we're out of here. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.